How you guys doing tonight? Good? Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. So I go by Nonny, but my full name is Chukunonso Judith Okwelogu. Roughly translated from Nigerian, that means my parents have a sick, twisted sense of humor. Yeah, it runs in the family. So, but I've noticed my name gives people a little trouble. Like my Princeton interviewer was a little confused when I walked in a suit, and he looked down at the clipboard and was like, are you Chukunonso? And I said, yeah, sorry about the suit. My loincloth and neck rings are the cleaners. So I'm in a poetry class, and my parents are convinced I'm doing it purely to spite them, and they're right. I mean, why do you think I'm doing stand-up comedy? They named me Chukunonso. So the poetry professor has a really interesting way of giving feedback. Like the other day, he says, Nonny, you're looking at the subject through a telescope. I want you to look at it through a microscope. Do you understand the difference? And I said, yeah, it's a difference of scope. Right. What's the opposite of a sausage fest? I've got something else that comes close. It's a gender and sexuality class. For any of you who maybe don't know what that is it's basically about 100 girls and 2 people who do not subscribe to traditional gender labels getting together twice a week to complain about things like the lavender scare, pronatalism, institutionalized heterosexuality, you know. So I've taken to just complaining about things outside of class to prepare. Like the other day, I said to my friend, I hate it when people say who when they clearly should say whom. She said, Nonny, stop being a bitch. And I said, I'm not being a bitch, I'm studying. It's weird how often those two are the same thing here. I've noticed another trend in behavior. White people tend to call it overachieving or brown-nosing, but black people have a different term for it. I think it's very apt, it's very descriptive. We just call it doing too much. Here's a few examples. If you dress up for class every day like it's a JP Morgan interview and or the runway at Fashion Week, you're doing too much. If you use words like hence, thus, therefore, and existential in casual conversation, you're doing too much. If the assignment is a 2-paragraph pre-draft and you turn in a 10-page annotated essay, you're doing too much. If you tell a 4th doing too much joke, speaking of people who are doing too much, Titanic is coming out in 3D, which is just proof that James Cameron isn't even trying anymore. He's just gonna ride Titanic until that ship sinks. For now, it's still going strong. Like the other day, I saw a billboard for Titanic, the Experience. Now, my first thought was, girl, I can get my hair wet. My second thought was, Titanic, the Experience? Really? Don't we all know how that goes down? My third thought was, well, if Leonardo DiCaprio is at all involved, I'll wear a swim cap. Holla. So I went to a mental health screening the other day because I care deeply about free t-shirts. And I filled out a survey, I handed it to the clinician, and she starts reading it. She says, yeah, have you ever been into our office before? And I was just like, no. And she's like, you should call us. And she keeps reading, she goes, you know what, we're gonna call you. Yeah, real soon. So I left, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But now that I think about it, there was one question that might have been a little sketchy. It was, do you blame yourself when things go wrong in your life? Which is kind of like a yes or no question, but I made it like a fill-in-the-blank question. And I said, no, I don't blame myself. I blame the crazy bitch in my head that makes me do stupid stuff. Why would I blame myself? That's crazy. I hate hallways that are really long for no reason. And I hate running into people that I've met before, but I don't remember their names. And I really hate when both of those things happen at the same time. Like the other day, I turned down this hallway, and immediately I'm uncomfortable. I'm just like, why is this hallway so long? What sadistic bastard designed this hallway? How do I even have time to think all these thoughts while I'm walking down the same hallway? And this other girl turns the corner. I know I've met her. I know I don't remember her name. I'm freaking out. Like, oh my god, is it Kelly? Is it Amanda? Why is this hallway so long? Is it Brianna? Is it Christine? Why is this hallway so long? So it finally gets to the point where I have to say something or it's going to be awkward. So I'm like, hey, Kelly. And she's like, hey, Shaquisha. Bitch, I forgot my name. It's Chukwunonso Judith Okwelogu. You can call me Nonny. You guys have been great. Thanks.